Right, so as we line up to finally start this German Grand Prix, as we wait here, right, so we have 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and it's lights out, and away we go. Luca gets actually a drive-through penalty, and R10 gets a good start as they'll go 3 wide there on the back into turn 1. That's never going to work out. We have Yasin there who gets pushed off wide, and there's been a spin towards the back, and that's David who's spun in at the back end of the pack. Going back to the front, seems everything is stable enough. There's actually Pixel there who's lost it towards the back of the grid. Moving down the order, we already got move on Luca. The inaudible gamer might be able to gain 2 positions in 1 here. Heading in, he gets cut out, he gets squeezed off into the grass. They will go wide, he loses the back end there a tiny bit. And that's him down into P7. Pretty interesting start there actually as Luca and Wow there go side by side there. Luca giving him no room whatsoever, and they're still side by side. He cuts that corner completely. I'd say Luca will want to maybe use a drive-through as soon as possible. They're still side by side here, and they'll keep going side by side into the Mercedes corner. Actually sends one Wow, and he's pushed into the gravel, and that's him. His chances. Oh, and there's been a bigger spin there. Actually, as Ingenio and R10 will run side by side, heading into turn 4, 5. Ooh, they touch wheels there a tiny bit. Oh, and that's R10 out of this race. He loses the back end and sends one into Ingenio. Surprised there's been no safety cars or VSCs, and actually Cosmin once again who collects another driver. Oh, and that's his teammate Luca who already runs into Cosmin, and actually that's Wow who got collected at the same time, and there goes the safety car. Yasin very much on his tail, and Yasin does not get a better run, but heading into turn 1 we'll have to see if any incidents do occur. So we see Panic going for a move there on Luca, getting the move done. But the switchback of dreams from Luca, he will get a much better run. Tires, sorry. Still using that slipstream. Will he go for a big boy send heading in to turn 5? Yes, he will. And he gets the move done, the Red Bull of Luca. That's R10 who's spun. He's in the middle, and we have another safety car. And there Yasin goes. He's already gone now. We'll head further back. We'll see if there are any spins. Oh no, there's going to be a 2 wide here going into turn 1. This is never going to work. I did not see exactly what just happened there. It's raining. It's raining here in Germany. We're going to have a wet ending to this race. Actually, that's David there who's there, and Vessel as well. No traction at all. They touch tires heading into this straight. Please don't crash. Oh, DS will go for a big boy send. There's going to be almost a 3 wide, and that's Vessel who collects the back of whoever that was. I forgot who it was. It was Almighty. They both touch tires. There's a VSC out. Let's just go on cheesy fungus. Look on his mirrors. Oh, Ruthful will get the better. They'll go side by side heading into the Mercedes grandstand. That never goes well, but they seem to be doing it with GC Fungus giving him space, but Ruthful not. Oh. So Ruthful getting the move done. I wouldn't say in the cleanest of ways, but you know, a move is a move. And there's a yellow flag, and that's David who's spun. He's done a Charles Leclerc, but instead of DNFing, he continues. So heading. Oh, and actually we see some action there. We see Luca on Ingenio. Will Luca go for the big send? He does. Oh no, he does not, actually, sorry. Ingenio breaks later, but due to breaking later, he goes out a bit wide. They're really side by side there. As you can see, the standings judging, I can't speak. You're trying to judge who's where. and they both break equally late. But it's very difficult to choose. Luca does have the inside line, and Gino respectfully gives a lot of space, but they are still side by side. And that's Luca who's up ahead in this battle. So will we see Yasin fall in the clinches of the Inaudible Gamer? He defends, but goes back to the racing line. Won't be able to get him just yet, but Ruthful now, under 2 seconds, will be able to catch up. Back to the front, nothing different here. Oh, and he locks up, and he sends one down the inside. They touch tires, but he didn't get any damage, and Yasin didn't really get affected by that too much. So I guess it worked out in the end. So Luca getting a 3-second time penalty. Oh, he touches the back of Yasin there. Oh, and he loses the back end in the meantime. And Ruthful now is in this mix. So roughly 15 minutes left of this Grand Prix. Who will prevail and who will win? Actually, these people, this is actually the Inaudible Gamer under pressure by the Inaudible Gamer, under pressure by Ruthful. He touched tires with Ruthful. It seems like Ruthful gets the move done. Yes, he does. So now Ruthful will want to get a move onto Yasin. And there's another battle here for P6. Ooh, and that's actually Fox who goes wide, and Luca will be able to overtake him as well as he goes through, and Fox loses the back end. So that's Fox out of the points. Luca might go for move on Futuristic, knowing him, he might. He doesn't though, but he buys the dummy Futuristic. Would have given him space if he did go for the move. He's on the back though, he's got a much better run. He's compromised by a Futuristic's blocking and under braking. Futuristic pushes Luca wide on the back. We have Pixel going for a move on Vessel, but Vessel will get a monstrous of switchback there, and will get a much better run as well. But Pixel with Slipstream, will he be able to get him heading into this corner? No. Ooh, he touches the back end of Vessel, and Vessel is forced to correct himself. Pixel will be a good boy and let him by. It costs his Fox as well. The Vessel screws himself over, and Pixel says, well, I let you by, and you know, you screwed up. I didn't force that, so that's on you, mate. And we have another move here, Luca on Futuristic. These two have been close to each other for a little while now, and Luca loses the back end. Luca should be able to get the move on Futuristic, who breaks later than him, forced to go wide, but will get the switch back that Luca kind of closes off. He is turning right into him. Will he turn into him? Oh Jesus, Futuristic, if that's not a corner cut, I don't know what is. But Ruthful on 2/10 behind Yasin, very close, and the Inaudible Gamer seems to have lost touch to this battle. So it's really in between the top two now. And that's Pixel, who's lost the back end, or has actually sent one into the wall. He's in the wall. So that's a bit of his front wing gone. Ruthful actually closer than ever on the straight. Will he go for a send heading into this corner? Yasin places his car in the middle of the track to defend. Will cost him his exit. Actually, Polar Haze is in a battle for the points now. He gets the move on DS done, but DS sticks it around the outside, and like a boomerang, goes around the outside and gets a massive launch. And you see Polar Haze going for another move. Ruthful gets a 3-second time penalty, so are they even on penalties? I don't know, but we'll have to find out towards the end of the race. But meanwhile, these two, Ruthful, now that he has a 3-second time penalty, will want to get in front. Whoa! There's actually Yasin ghosting, so Ruthful, okay, he doesn't ghost anymore. I don't know if he will still be ghosted, but he sends one down the inside, and Yasin goes wide. Will he come back to tap Ruthful? No, they're sliding all over the place as he pushes Ruthful wide. But I keep moving cameras. But Ruthful gets the move done on lap 32. So now Ruthful, if Yasin does not have a 3-second time penalty, will need to extend the gap to 3 seconds. He's heading towards the penultimate corner of this Grand Prix. Now, I don't know penalty, so I don't want to celebrate too much, but Ruthful crosses the line to take P1 in this German Grand Prix. And Yasin did not have a time penalty and managed to get in front after all. So that's Yasin, who is the winner of this Grand Prix, followed by Ruthful, who got a 3-second time penalty, the Inaudible Gamer to round up the podium. And now, towards the end, we have GC Fungus, who finishes at P4. He, very quiet race from him, but he managed to get it done in the end, R3 into P5. Once again, very calm race, but he made it to the end. Maple as well. We saw him battling with the Geo Futuristic, but them battles allowed Maple to gain some time, so Futuristic finishing actually in front of Ingenio, because Ingenio had a penalty, so it didn't really matter too much in the end if he overtook or not. Luca, it was a shame he spun there here a few laps ago and also towards the back end, but he finishes P9, and Polaris will round up the points finish.